Welcome to Small Talk, Big Stories. I'm your host, Tom, and today we're stepping into the pitch with someone who lives and breathes grassroots football. He's a coach, a mentor, and someone who's passionate about helping young players grow both on and off the field. Please welcome Craig. How are you doing today, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, good,
Yeah.
thank you.
A bit nervous?
Oh, I'm all right, actually. It's quite a calm environment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool.
So I'm going to go back to the beginning.
Yep.
Where did you grow up, and what is your earliest memory of football?
So I grew up in Hastings, always been local lads, Mountbatten Close, up by Hastings Academy. Earliest memory of football, crikey. Probably just kicking about with mates, I would have said.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally Red Lake school then, didn't have a football team. Like right the way through my whole primary school, didn't have a football team.
Yeah.
Which was mad. But yeah, so it was literally probably every night after school, down the fields, playing football. Yeah, that was it.
So how
really.
old was you when you first joined the team?
So I probably would have been under 10s. There was a team, played for a team called Fire Hills. This is testing my memory now, mate, because this is going back a few years, flipping it.
That's very easy.
Yeah, Fire Hills, and then what happened, basically, a couple of us, I think 3 or 4 of us, we got selected to play for Hastings down at the Pilot Field. So played and scored at the Pilot Field at under 10s.
Yeah, nice.
And then, yeah, it was a local team called Spartan, a chap called Dave Millard. He run that and, played for them for 3 or 4 years. It was a very, really successful team.
Yeah, nice.
Really.
Did you what sort of level did you reach? Was it just like local club stuff, or did you ever get a chance to have trials or anything like that?
Yeah, so played sort of dipped in. So played for Spartan until I was probably under 14s, played for the school team right the way through, and then sort of had a couple of years out. Went fishing, done a bit of fishing.
I think everyone goes through that stage, that teenage fishing stage.
And then then obviously back in the day, the Sunday league was absolutely mad. There used to be a Sunday league every weekend, and most of that was made up of county players. So I started playing for a pub team called the Oddfellows, local in where Tesco's is in All Village now.
Yep.
And got asked to go to Bexhill when I was probably 17. They were a county one side then. Started in the reserves, 3 or 4 matches.
Worked your way up.
Got into the first team.
Yeah, nice.
And really started from there. And then literally I worked for my dad when I left school. So we've done a bit of building, and then what happened? Yeah, playing for Bexhill, always a relegation sort of team, always fighting relegation.
Yeah. Sometimes that's quite a good day because you got that hunger for.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was asked to go to Stamco. So where Hastings were, Stamco were the Firs up the pitch above.
Okay.
And you could see there was a bit of rivalry coming. And I'm like, well, why'd I do that? You're in Div 2. I'm going to stay in Div 1 with Bexhill. So I stayed with Bexhill for the following year. And yeah, then I went to Stamco the following year, who were a County 1 team, and they had aspirations of going higher. And we did become runners up that first year in County 1. Couldn't go up because the ground wasn't good enough. So the next year we come runners up again, funny enough, to Peacehaven. Both years we were a very good team.
Yeah.
And we went up to so it's called the Doc Martens Southern Division there.
Okay.
Same league as Hastings. And then we went straight up that year as well. We got promoted, or did we? Can't remember if we had 2 years in that league actually. Well, Forest Green won it, and we come runners up. Okay. So obviously, where Forest Green are now, Robbie Savage. So we went up to Doc Martens Premier, which is basically, I would say, Conference South standard now. So yeah, sort of National League South, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair standard. Trials for Watford.
Nice.
Played at Vicarage Road. Yeah, cool. But wasn't quite
there.
Yeah, which is fine.
You got a good amateur career, really.
And I've enjoyed it. I've got paid for playing.
Nice.
So it was played for Langley Sports. That was really good. won a few cups.
Yeah, happy days.
Yeah, happy
That's
days,
good.
mate. Yeah.
But yeah, doing my research, I actually have a quote from someone saying he is easily the best player I've ever played with.
Yeah.
When you hear something like that, how does that
Yeah, it's
make you
great.
feel?
It's great. Yeah, I don't. It's really weird. I see lots of articles now about like giving yourself self love and that, and like, I've never been into that. I hate
No.
talking about myself,
Yeah.
and
I think that's most men in general.
So this, yeah, I hope
I
so.
say that there's a few narcissists out there that like to talk about themselves, but
it's like, yeah, when someone says to you, "Oh, you're a really good player," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm not being, I'm not being cocky or anything by saying that, but it's just like, yeah, I was okay. I've done everything I've done it because I've absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And I've wanted to test myself. So that's just been, it really grates me now where you see really good players playing lower standards and absolutely breezing it when they could be playing higher. But I get it. Look, you play wherever you're happy. So I totally understand that. But just push yourself, just like really test yourself, try and test how good you are. So, but no, it's nice. It's nice when people say stuff like that. Obviously,
that's good. Well, I'm going to get into coaching now. At what point did you realise you wanted to be a coach? Was there like a specific time in your life or an age that you was like, right, I actually want to pursue coaching?
I suppose it was. It would have been my son, so it would have been Jakey when he started playing football. So he started with a team called Safa.
Yeah.
And I just used to be. I was like one of those dads on the sideline.
Yeah.
Didn't really get involved. Just used to go and like cheer from sidelines. And then the young coach we had, I just asked him if he wanted a bit of help. So I just helped set up stuff and that. And I really didn't, just because you've played at a decent standard, that is like a reasonable standard. Like it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be.
Yeah. There's a bit of a myth behind that.
And so that would have been it with Jake. Lucky enough to spend a bit of time with him, which I always wanted to do. And yeah, that was it really. So yeah, when he started his journey.
Yeah, nice. How would you describe your coaching style?
Crikey.
Because I know it's from our conversations before, you have said it's more important for you to develop individual players rather than to try and build a winning team.
Yeah, so it's really weird. You come from a background of where you've played for teams that win a lot.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you're into grassroots football.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a lot of stigma around coaches that win at all costs and don't play players because they're going to weaken the team and they're all worried about results. And so I think, I would say having an environment, a good learning environment, is absolutely key. It's got to be fun. It's obviously got to be safe. But ultimately, the kids have got to learn.
Yeah.
And you've got to try and keep them focused. So that's that's a challenge. Like obviously with the Hastings, with Hastings United, it was a bit easier because you had boys some very, very gifted players that, they obviously wanted to be there and they would listen and they want to develop. But of course you get the odd 2 or 3 in a team that just want to turn up and muck around and that sort of, you have to deal with that as well. So I ultimately I want to develop players, not just footballers, but I want to develop personalities as well.
I think that's probably the best approach to go, really.
I don't. And when I I got asked about the score the other week, and I'm like, I don't know what the score was.
Well, that is actually going to be my next question. Was about score lines. I know you don't really focus on it. You try not to keep track on it.
Yeah.
Is there a certain age that the kids get to where you think, right, we need to start actually paying attention to score lines, or is it just have fun?
Yeah, I think I would always say that what is the point in beating a team 12-0? Yeah. What is the point? What if it's my team, what's my team getting out of it? Absolutely nothing. What's the other team getting out of it? They're just making them despondent. and probably not enjoying football.
Yeah, of course.
So maybe when it gets to depending on how the game is and how much pressure you've got, you'd always try and put restrictions in place.
Yeah.
And that could be like a number of passes before you score, or you could. So probably one of the most enjoyable times in coaching was last year on a Saturday with the under 12s for Hastings. So what myself and John Garder decided to do was we said every time we win the ball, doesn't matter where we win it, we're going to recycle it for the goalie.
Okay.
And that wasn't us.
That
wasn't us being cocky. There was probably us and EMC in the league, although we did lose another match, but that we were probably the two best teams in the league. But we just said, look, that's we want the kids to get a level of understanding of passing the ball and moving the ball, and not just banging it forward all the time.
Yeah, of course.
And it worked really well. We just probably standout memory from last season was John's son Stan. Absolutely fantastic character, lovely lad, but probably like most goalies, absolute lunatic, absolute nutter.
Yeah.
So he's playing who wasn't. I mean, EMC beat them 22-0. What's the point in that? But yeah, I think we went 2-0 down.
Okay.
And that was from recycling the ball and go back to the goalie. And I can just remember him going absolutely mad. He's like, under 12s, he's shouting and screaming. But I just think that helped the boys out massively.
Yeah. Long term, I think.
Yeah, 100%. And it was just like, and they used to ask questions, what are we doing? Are we recycling for the goalie? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So that is just, and I'm sure like everyone will say it, Pep has been the one that sort of put football on the map in terms of how we pass and, how we move the ball around. But ultimately, when you look at the kids, is it any fun for kids to not get touches of the ball? No, it's not. So it's like, you've got a main player in your team and the ball just goes through him all the time and he scores a goal. What's the point in the other 4 or 5 players being out there?
Yeah. I think since I've started coaching as well, again, I've noticed that there's certain players that kind of run the game. Yeah, if that makes sense. So it is right to.
And I don't think you should never take that ability of dribbling and taking people on away from them, because that's 1v1s and 2v2s, whatever 1v2s. That's all part of football. But share the ball.
Yeah,
share the ball. Past your teammates.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Is there any lessons you've learned from your playing career that you've brought over to coaching?
Yeah, I just think like it's going to sound really old school as well now, because just hard work.
Yeah,
just hard work. I was never the most gifted player, but I was fit.
Showed up every day.
So just run my socks off every week, and that sort of got me through. And then as you then go up, you start playing with better players, and they make you a better player.
Yeah.
So you just learn off them.
That's good.
And when I look back at our training sessions, a lot of our training sessions were based around running.
Yeah.
And like
getting
hard running as well. Doggies, road runs, absolute killers. So I think some of the players nowadays don't realise they've got it actually quite easy, because it's all with it's got to be with a ball. You've got to do this. You can't make them run.
Yeah, I remember doing a lot of runs when we were younger.
Yeah, so
good fun.
Yeah, so I would just say, and I would like to think that a stamp that I put on the teams that I manage or coach is that we work hard.
Yeah,
and we don't expect to get anything out of the game unless we've earned it.
Yeah.
So that would be
grassroots football. There's a lot of challenges that come with it. What do you think some of the biggest challenges are at the moment?
Facilities. Facilities are shocking. I don't think it's just. I don't necessarily think it's just Hastings, but we seem to have. I'm not just blaming the local council, but it seems to be a little bit blinkered in terms of. I mean, how many under 7s teams have we got, for instance? So you can imagine weather's starting to get a bit grim now.
Yeah.
Where are the kids going to play?
Yeah.
Where are the kids going to play on Saturday?
Yeah, that's true. It's the same with like training facilities as well.
Yep.
We've got a handful of indoor places and however many teams. It's not
and then
ideal. And
it's always been the same. Like East Sussex has always sort of seemed to be the poor relations in terms of you going out to West Sussex. You've only got to go Eastbourne now. You've got Eastbourne Borough, you've got Eastbourne United, 4G pitches, Ringmer 4G pitch. Lewis, I think Lewis have got like 2 4G pitches, maybe even 3. And then the further you go, they've all got 4G pitches down there. Whereas Hastings, well, we got a population of, was it 70, 80,000?
Something like that, yeah.
We've not got, what we got St Andrews Academy and Hastings Academy when we're allowed to use it. So yeah, facilities are massive. Just if we ever want to push football forward, don't make the kids travel, have it on the doorstep.
Yeah. So, what about like volunteers and stuff? Do you think we need more volunteers within the game?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think there's anything that FA could do to make it slightly easier for people to actually get involved? Because I know from my own experiences, you have to get your badges, you have to do your safeguarding, which I, don't get me wrong, I agree with all the safeguarding and stuff, but could they make it slightly easier for people to help out just on a Saturday afternoon now and then?
I can see that. I can see that has been, like I think, is it the Playmaker? I think that you can go online and you can do a Playmaker course now, which then means obviously if you've got your DBS, you can then go and coach.
Yeah.
So listen, whether it's UEFA B, C, A qualified coach, as long as those kids are out there playing football, it should be made easier. It should be made easier.
And new coaches, do you think there's enough support for young people trying to get into coaching? I know you've obviously got your young apprentice that's been coming along to football. But do you think there's other people that could be putting their hand out to help people?
So if I look at people like local people that are in football, so naturally I think you would look at Chris Agata, former Hastings. I look at his journey and what he's like, what he's been like. So he was a good county player as well. Played with him loads of times, but he's an absolute anorak when it comes to football, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. He's constantly learning, and I think that's what you've got to do. Another young, good local coach, Liam Ridgers, set up his own little coaching sessions now. LR Sport, doing fantastically well. So I think there could be more done, and I think there could be more support for young coaches. But for me, at that age, at Liam's age, all I was interested in was playing football. I was no interest in coaching, not at all. It was literally, I was focused on training twice a week, or playing on a Tuesday, training on a Thursday, playing on a Saturday. Fair play to them if they want to if they want to do that and get involved in coaching. And I know Liam particularly, he's getting some of the players that he's coached involved in coaching. And then I just thought that was maybe a natural progression for Jens.
Yeah.
To actually, because you see it from a different side. Obviously, if you're just playing all the time, you see it from pitch side and you're listening to a coach. But if you're actually there on the sidelines, you're just seeing a different.
Understand the game slightly better, don't you?
Yeah, and I think it would 100% help his development as well, which is why I've got him involved. So
yeah, that's good. It's really good. What age do you like coaching the most, and why?
So I've tried a bit of. So I took I think it was around about COVID time actually, coaching for Hastings Athletic, and I think they might have been under 10s, and we went through to under 14s with them. So that was quite good to see their development and the team.
Oh, what, with the same?
Yeah,
same
with the same group.
Nice.
Yeah, so we had a mixed team. At one point, we had 4 girls in the team, and they were fantastic.
To be fair, we've got a couple of girls on the Coles team, and they're more hungry than the boys sometimes. Yeah. They're brilliant. I think they're amazing.
Absolutely love it. Our captain at the time, Elsie, she plays for Hastings now. She still plays for Hastings Athletic, but she was just wow. Every week, used to come off the pitch, and the other opposition manager say, "Who's that centre back? Who's your captain?" I says, "Yeah, she's special." Yeah. But in answer to your question, it's nice to get a group and then carry on with them. And I did at Hastings Athletic. Probably my biggest regret is there was a group of under 7s there.
Okay. And
I only stayed with them for about 6 months before I left. So I would say starting with them
and then building.
Yeah, and then building and then staying with them if you can, if that's possible. But I've also done a bit of adult football local and hated that. Absolutely hated it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it wasn't so much that, I was trying to play as well at the time, and that was just purely because Jake was going into adult football. So I think we had 4 or 5 of them who were 16. And so we said, okay, well, let's give them a chance. And I was trying to get the rest of the team involved in it and say, look, guys, it's not about trying to win things. It's about developing these youngsters. So you need to be really positive with them, and you encourage them all the time.
Yeah, men's football's different to kids football.
But yeah,
when it comes to encouragement,
the thing I've always done with myself is like you don't think you're better than you are, and that's a really difficult point to get across to other players who you can tell just by their attitude and by the way they play the game that they think they're up there, and they're not really.
Potential in young players. How do you spot potential? And if you do, how do you go about? Did you pass them on to scouts? How does that sort of thing work?
Yeah, so I think probably again because of their location, you've got a limited number of avenues into maybe professional football, but those avenues, a chap called Jim Colston, who's he scouts for Brighton. He's very good. There's another, obviously Luca have got they've got good avenues into professional game in terms of setting up matches, and their coaching is excellent. EMC as well, All Stars over in Eastbourne, they've got good.
Have you had any players that have gone on to bigger things?
No, but then I wouldn't see that as me, because I would just see they've come from somewhere. I've coached them for a little while, and then maybe they've gone on to another team, and
that's quite humble to say it like that.
But that's it. Yeah, but that it's not me. It's not.
No.
I mean, Jens. And again, it wasn't me. He come from. There was another chap called Neil who was coaching him in the Saturday team. He then had John Gardner was coaching him as well. I was coaching him, and you could tell straight away he was just like in a really talented group. He was a player that stood out, and not because he did everything, but just because of the way he played. It looked effortless.
Yeah.
And I think when you get players that look like that, you just think, wow, they could have a chance. So Jens has gone on to play 2 games, 2 sort of showcase games for Brighton. He's done okay, and I think it's just so it's like this. Is it point whatever the statistic is for players making it 0.1%, whatever it is,
something ridiculous.
It's minute. So I would just say pleased to be part of their pathway and part of their journey, and if you're lucky enough to coach someone like that, then happy days.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Also, you said about spotting them. No clue.
No?
Not a clue. I was asked, so I went and did like a fun morning. I won't say at the club, but it was at a local club, and I'd only been there 8 or 9 minutes, and because I had my coaching kit on, a dad come up to me and said, "Oh, do you think he's going to make it?" I'm like, "So what?" He goes, "Yeah, my son over there. Do you think he's going to make it?" I'm like, probably the best thing to do is just like enjoy it. Just let him enjoy it. Don't worry about it. So I've got no. I would always say a good relationship with Jim, and if there was a player I know at the moment is training with Brighton. I know one of the Jazz's players is training with Brighton, so there's always opportunities.
Yeah,
and that's Brighton in the community as well. It's not actually down in Lancing and that. But
you mentioned that gentleman obviously coming up to you.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of interactions like that? Or a lot of like parents saying, "Oh, you should be doing this," or "Why don't you?"
No, I don't actually. I've sort of, so I suppose been quite lucky and sort of left to get on with it.
Yeah.
And hopefully, eventually, they can see the benefits of what you're trying to do, and that goes back to the environment that you're trying to create, which needs to be enjoyable but competitive. And hardworking. That is as well as obviously a good learning environment. So I would hope that the parents would see that, and I think that the journey is potentially like that.
Yeah.
so you'll definitely get peaks, and then you will get low points, and that won't, every kid develops at a different age. So if you can go through and you're lucky enough to get a really good talented group, and they bounce off each other, and
it sounds like your main focus is on having fun and just enjoying it.
Yeah, because I think it's my opinion, I think you can have fun out of football as well as learning stuff.
Yeah.
So I used to think that about the under 12s, and I think they were getting to the age where you could have a little bit of a laugh and a joke with them.
Okay, yeah.
And whether they understood my my jokes or not, they would.
The dad jokes.
Yeah, the dad. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then you'd expect to get a little bit back as well, because you're trying to bring their characters out of them. So obviously nothing rude or horrible, but just sort of general, sort of funny.
Yeah.
Where it could be football related or life related, or just asking them about their school lives, or whatever. So
that's good. Life off the pitch.
Yes.
How do you balance coaching, your work, family life? Because I know obviously people think, oh, you're the coach, you just turn up on a Saturday, you take the team. But I know behind closed doors, you're having to plan sessions, you're having to speak to the opposition managers, and actually organise that weekend.
So I think ultimately you've got to have a supportive wife, which I've had.
Yeah.
We've been together since we were 17, and obviously she knew what she was getting into when she married me. Maybe not as much, but I was, so like going back to playing, I was just really selfish.
Okay.
It's like literally,
Saturday, I'm off.
Yeah, Saturday, see you later, I'm off. Tuesday night, yeah, see you later, I'm off. So I missed 2 games because of the birth of my children. Luckily, the other 2, they're my favourite 2, because it didn't make me miss a game. But and I just think that you if you've got that, if you've got that in the background, and I'm not saying she had a choice really, but she sort of bought into it as well, and that's been part of my life. She knows I absolutely love it. And it just makes it a lot easier, because I haven't got to worry about that.
Yeah.
She's always been there for the kids. She's been
good.
Absolutely fantastic. And so that's it. I think not saying as you get older, but I think I spend too much time on football stuff. Hopefully my bosses won't watch this, but in terms of my work. But no, I
understand what you mean, because even like me doing my research on this, I feel like I spent a lot of time going through it.
Yeah, you've got to try and find a balance.
Yeah.
And however that you get a WhatsApp message come through and I'm at work, I'm going to answer it. I'm not just going to, if as long as I'm not driving. So it's just, I think you just make it work. Make it work.
Yeah, that's good. Do you still? Well, I know who you support, and we won't get into that. But
that's good now. Yeah, it's good. We won yesterday, so I support Liverpool. The last couple of weeks have been a little bit tricky. In fact, I'm a massive Sky Sports News fan.
Do you still do you get time to actually watch games and stuff?
Yeah.
Still have time for that.
So I said, obviously treat for the missus last night, 8:00 on Saturday night, watching Liverpool. All I can hear is her snoring in the background. But Liverpool sport, always have been.
Right, I want to just go back, like a reflection. What would you say your biggest coaching achievement is so far? Or do you think it's still yet to come?
Yeah, good question. I actually think I would see my biggest achievement is the enthusiasm I've got for football. So I don't see going up the field on a Tuesday, on a Thursday, obviously when the sun's out, makes it a lot easier, but getting there early, setting up the drill, setting the pitch up, setting the drills up, I just don't see it as a chore. I actually love it. Yeah. So I think that is I think probably my mindset and the way I approach that. In terms of like the development side of it, I just think I just do the best I can for the players that I've got.
Yeah.
So if they listen, I always think it's a two-way thing as well. I can't make them do what I want them to do. So obviously try and make it fun at times, but then also a little bit maybe tougher and say, look, do you realise why we're doing this?
Yeah.
And just asking them loads of questions.
Go on.
I was going to say, so maybe if I was measuring it in results, I would say the Hastings team last year, but just because of the environment we created was absolutely fantastic. It was just thoroughly enjoyable.
That mindset that you're talking about, is that something that you've developed over time, or have you always kind of had that?
Yeah, I'd say I've always had that. I hate losing. I hate losing at anything, even now. If I'm honest, I hate the kids losing.
Yeah.
But you have to change that. You have to change that attitude. And it's not about me, it's about the kids.
Yeah.
So if I'm angry and cheesed off about the result, well, naturally they're going to be exactly the same.
Of course, it kind of mirrors onto them, doesn't it?
But there's loads of posts flying around about winning is really important. Okay, why is it really important? Yeah, it creates a good atmosphere in the team, and it creates good habits, but then so does working hard, and so does trying your best and
showing up for your teammates.
Respect for your teammates, respect for your parents, respect for the officials, respect for the opposition. Massively important in the game. So, and I would say over and above results, that is the key thing I'm trying to teach these kids. Respect me, respect your parents, respect the opposition, respect whoever's standing in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah. Because
they're not getting paid.
No.
So don't have a go at them.
Yeah,
if they give a decision and they get it wrong, so what? But yeah, so I would hope, actually, that it would be kids going away from my session actually learning not just football skills but life skills as well.
That's good. It's really good. If you could go back to your younger self and give yourself one piece of advice, whether it's football related, life related, what do you think you'd say? Quite a hard question.
Yeah, I'd probably say work harder. Actually, I always worked hard anyway, but I think kids nowadays get, say, overcoached. But I know a kid that's playing for us. He's training with Luca. He's training with Brighton. He's got one-on-one sessions going on as well. Is that too much? I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
Just say I think even like 5 or 6 year old kids, they need recovery time. They need downtime, even if they love football. So there's nothing wrong in getting a softball and dribbling it around the house, because that's what I always used to do. But yeah, so maybe just work a bit harder. And I don't mean just like in terms of running and that, but just maybe work on your game a bit more.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as easy back then, because we didn't have, back in the day, we didn't have computers, and we didn't have YouTube, and we didn't have like loads of the kids nowadays have got this absolute like encyclopedia of coaching, like from all over the world, that is at the touch of their fingertips. So it's amazing, really. I think probably FIFA's been probably one of the worst things.
That was actually what I was going to ask.
One of the worst things and one of the best things for the kids, because obviously, they're playing their FIFA game, which they get massive fun out of. But then they think those skills that they're doing on the FIFA pitch then naturally transfer onto the pitch, and they don't.
No,
they don't. Watch Premiership games.
It's rare to run from your own half.
The goalie,
ran 5 or 6 players and in score.
Oh my God! I used to play my son, and he used to give me the best team, and he'd say, "Oh, I'm doing." This is when he's sort of 12, 13, and he'd absolutely be smashing me 7 or 8-0, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm getting really, really frustrated. And then he'd pass it back to his goalie, and his goalie would take my whole team on and smash it into the top corner. And I'm like, no, that's it. I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. So,
what's next for you in coaching? You just, have you got like a bigger sort of plan, or are you just kind of taking
So
each week as it?
here's the
comes?
thing. Here's the thing. Okay, I think I'm only going to stay with kids football, and that's purely because I get frustrated at the adult. Maybe I should give myself another go and go for that age group. But yeah, I think just hopefully stay with the team I've got at the moment. Try and push them on a bit more.
Yeah.
And really, I've got no other aspirations to go any higher because I enjoy what I'm doing. So
I think that's sometimes more fulfilling when you actually
yeah,
love it. I think you can't always put a price on your enjoyment.
no, like literally, like I said early on, just because I've played a reasonable standard of football, it doesn't make me a good coach.
Yeah.
So that's still now, I just find it difficult, even with all of this, like, these sessions at your fingertips. It's just like, I'm always thinking, well, I've just watched something on, football DNA or whatever, or touch type coaching, and I'm thinking, how can I make that drill better? So I'm not just going to say, right, I'm going to set that drill up. I'm like, right, how can I make that? For me, that's not really realistic about football. How can I do something different with it? And I think it was Aggie that said, most good coaches, they get someone's drill and they rob it and they make it better. And it's almost, and then it's their drill, and then someone else does exactly the same. And so, I just say, try and keep learning, and just try and keep doing, different things with the kids, and hopefully keeping them enjoying their learning as well. So
that's good. It's really good. Right. Finally, when your players grow up, what do you hope they remember you by?
That's a good question. I would say hopefully the enjoyment factor out of it, but also that they've learned something. And then I still see, I see some of the kids around now, and they come up and give you a high five, and so that then sort of just proves to you, okay, you've had, you've possibly had an impact on them, on their playing career, and hopefully they're the sort of the life skills of football as well. So I would just hope that I'd hope they're respectful enough to sort of say, oh, there's Craig, he's the coaches. That's it really. I've got, and like I say, I'm not in it for me. I don't. So it's not, this journey of the kids playing football. It's not about me. It's about the kids.
Yeah.
So like, if they're winning, that's down to them. Yeah. Okay. I've had a small part of that, but I just say instill like self-belief in them, give them loads of confidence, give them loads of encouragement, and just let them go.
Run with it.
Let them go. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's the best way for kids to enjoy football, in my opinion.
That's good. Right, wicked. Well, it's been a pleasure having you here, mate.
Yeah, it's good. Hopefully, you're going to edit all the rubbish stuff. Edit all the rubbish stuff out.
That'll be it. But no, it's good, because I think having these conversations, it gives people the opportunity to see the real you. If that makes sense. We spoke about this earlier. People see you for an hour on a Tuesday, an hour on a Saturday, and that's all they know about you. And really, then they don't even get to spend any time speaking to you because you're busy with the group.
No, it's really weird. As you go through life, obviously you get your mates that they want to go out on a Saturday night. They want to get back from football. They want to go out drinking. They want to get absolutely smashed. And it's like I've never really been interested in that, to be honest. I suppose I might have looked at it in terms of, right, okay, I've had my time at football. I need to go home and support Mrs. Willard and the family. And I just, in terms of like the parents now, I just, like I said to you, I try and keep myself to myself.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm boring. I just feel that I like doing that. I don't like the politics involved in football. I don't like getting in, the way I see it is quite simple. I'm the coach. I've been brought in to coach the kids.
Yeah.
I listen to the kids as well. If they want to play different positions, I would never ever say, right, okay, you're a goalie, you stay in goal. You're centre back, you stay in centre back. But as they get older, they've got to understand, that pitch awareness and the positions. And
I think already though, at a young age, they've kind of already decided where they naturally want to play. I've noticed that. They kind of, you have certain players that kind of lean towards this sort of striker position, and then you've got other players that are like, nah, I like being a defender. So it is. It's funny how it's kind of already programmed in their brains.
I'm absolutely, and I was shocked from day one about our group of boys and about how aggressive they are. And I absolutely love it, because I promise you, I've had under 11s and under 12s that are not anywhere near aggressive as aggressive as that. In fact, they don't like the contact. They still, even at that older age, they just don't like the contact. So that's why it's just really refreshing to see this group of boys like challenging each other all the time. And obviously a bit difficult at Hornsey on the sandy pitch.
Don't stop them though, does it?
No. But I suppose when you think back, and that they're 5 or 6 years old, they just literally just bounce, and they just bounce straight back up again. It's just amazing. So,
all right. Anyways, thanks for being here, mate.
No worries.
Appreciate it.
Enjoyed it.
If you like the video, like and share. See you on the next one. That's what I did.
Thank you, mate.